99X, The Morning X, Barnes and Leslie. And Fram is not here today. There's no Leslie. She's not sick. She's just driving home. So Ed Roland, in a pinch, is here.
I'm here, baby.
Ed Roland from Collective Soul. And, I wanted to get into some... Later, I'm going to leak some new Collective Soul music from several years down the line that Ed is still crazy enough to text so I can hear. But...
And you're welcome.
You amaze me how you keep churning this stuff out. I want to get into that. I want to get into, what's funny is Collective Soul, and this is no lie, is one of my favorite bands.
Thank you.
And it has been for years and years. It's the kind of music I like. Hooky, with great riffs, great choruses. I mean, that's just happens to be.
And a good-looking lead singer. How about that? How about that, Barnes?
Well, the point I was going to get to is it's weird to be really good friends with your favorite band. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a weird, and that's a happenstance thing. You're from here, and we met years and years ago. But the one thing we never, I don't want to say never, but rarely talk about is music.
No, I just send it to you because I trust your ears.
But I mean, just like, I don't when I'm hanging out with you, watching a football game or we're going to lunch, I don't start interviewing you about music.
You never brought it up.
Ever.
You never, ever.
So I thought this segment is called The Association.
Okay.
And I want to do it with other artists, but I thought you would be a good first one. I'm going to play a random clip of one of your songs.
Okay.
And I want to know, everyone has a memory that they go to. Like, I'll hear certain songs. I'll hear Talking Heads, Burning Down the House, and I had a wreck to that when I was in high school. So that's what comes to mind.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you wrecking. It's just...
But think about it. You think of ex-girlfriend or boyfriends.
100%.
You think of where you lived at that time. So I'm going to play either a riff, a part of a song, and I just want to know, where does it take you?
Okay.
So it's called... And Ed doesn't know what's coming. He didn't even know we're doing this segment. So this is... I just picked some ones that I like, and we'll just get into it. And it's like, 10 seconds. So listen to this and tell me where it takes you. It could be where you wrote it. It could be who you think of. It could be where you recorded it, whatever. So have a listen. Here's the first one. So Precious Declaration.
We were in a lawsuit with our first manager, and I was living on a cow farm right outside of Stockbridge, like a 200-acre cow farm. And I just newly married and had to go cut wood every day. There was no heat or air. It was during the winter, so I had to go cut wood every morning or night before sunset or sunrise. And a heating stove. We cooked there, and we recorded in a room probably the size of y'all's studio here.
And that's where that song takes you?
Yeah, Precious Declaration. That was we resolved the lawsuit, so that was my Precious Declaration.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I love this game.
All right. I do too. This is fun.
I love that song. That song, to me, the crescendo of it throughout the whole song, of course the riff, and then it has like a tension release.
Well, that was the whole point, because it was so tense. I mean, we didn't know if we were going to continue or be allowed to. We didn't know if we owned the band name. We didn't know anything. We were just, at the time, living the dream, not paying attention.
That's crazy. All right, we're playing The Association with Ed Roland from Collective Soul. Here's the second one. All right, December.
So, preface that was the end of making the Blue record before the lawsuit started, and I knew it was about to happen. So the whole point was, why drink the water from my hands, contagious as you think I am? Because he was just constantly on me, and just to his wishes and to our lawsuit. He passed away 2 years ago.
Oh.
But I just, once again, it was my therapy, just kind of going, December was the end last month of the year, so this was coming to a close, and we're going to start a brand new thing.
And that's what Baby Just Spit Me Out?
Yeah, I didn't know it was a sexual thing till my wife at the time told me. She was embarrassed because all her friends were calling going, what do you do to him?
This is like... I can't wait to do this with other artists, too. This is like music history class.
It is.
I have not heard...
It's therapy for me. Thank you. Where do I leave the check
right
when
here.
I leave?
I've never heard these stories. Okay, there's two of them, and these are just random ones I'm picking. I'm going to go with a riff on this one.
Okay.
The riff for Heavy.
First off, I wanted to write a song that didn't have the title in it. And at the time, the band was real turmoil. We just gotten out of the lawsuit and had another manager, and had to fire him, had another manager, and the band was dissipating, for lack of a better term.
Really?
Yeah, nobody was showing up, except me and maybe 2 other people.
But you do the majority of the recordings, or you did at least in those days, right?
Correct. But it was out of, I had to. Nobody was there.
You could have called me and Jimmy would have come up, bring
That's
me
true.
down. Yeah, but no.
And so
wild.
lyrically, I just kind of I use writing as therapy and just go on, all your weights. Like I felt like I had so much going on from business. Marriage was crumbling. So it was just that. And I just did not want to use the word in the title. That was my challenge. That was my challenge. So once I said heavy, so I go, I just want to write for lack of a better term, heavy riff. And
so this
never use it.
This lawsuit over your music took up a big chunk of your mind and life for sounds like a lot of years.
It did, because I really, I love that man. He gave me, I wouldn't be sitting here with you without him. It's tough. It was like a divorce.
And it propelled you to have a lot of hits. All right, let's try another one. Gel, for those keeping score at home. What about that?
I wrote that growing up in Atlanta. The reason I've never left Atlanta, I love the diversity of Atlanta. I wanted my children to grow up in it. And so I just wanted to write something that was kind of like what I love about Atlanta. Gel, color me any color, speak to me in tongues you share. It doesn't matter what color you are, what religion you are. I just felt like it was an homage to where I grew up, Atlanta. Like we all can gel.
All right, here's another one. The World I Know still gives me chills to this day. The visual for me of that song, where does it take you?
Funny story, when we finished it, we had one day left in the studio in Miami, and I was not satisfied with the lyrics or the melody. So I sat there all day, rewrote, I wish I could find this, rewrote the lyrics, rewrote the melody with the music bed. And I'll never forget, the engineer looked at me and goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, I don't know, it's one of those songs I was so scared. I thought it was, truly is a well-written song. I think I was just scared of it being that well-written, and I was freaking myself out. So I remember being fearful of that song for some reason.
Oh my God, the lyrics are unbelievable.
I wish I could find what I wrote second. Like I spent a whole day just rewriting everything in the melody. Just kept the music bed.
All that orchestration was there, and then you kept
Correct.
changing. I'd love to hear the original lyrics.
Well, that is the original.
Oh, that's it. So you went back.
The last day I was so insecure with this song. I think because once again, I think it's one of the better things I've done. Not the best I've done, but I think at that moment it was the best I've done.
That's in my Collective Soul top 5. I mean, just the orchestration and the lyric, and anybody can put themselves there. We're playing the association game. I just made this game up. This is
a great game.
I love this game.
This is fun, Barnes.
Ed Roland from Collective Soul. Okay, before I tell you the myth, I want to hear the real story of the which is the most famous thing that when you broke out, that song was everywhere. How did that happen, and where did it come from?
I don't know where it came from, but I know I used toilet paper dispenser.
You did?
Yes. Because I had one mic and one amp and a drum pad that I would play the drums and one bass. So I was just trying to come up with some weird sound. And so I emptied the toilet paper. It was an empty toilet paper dispenser. So I just sat in front of the mic and sang,
Oh my gosh.
just to give it an effect.
I heard that myth, and I thought that there's no way that that's true.
Yep.
So you literally just got the end of the toilet paper roll, put it up, and
do it in a any paper roll. It just gives it this weird tone.
Were you sitting by yourself when you did it?
Yeah, I did all that record by
No, but I mean, like, literally, like, there was no one else there.
Nah.
You were just like, hey, I think I'm gonna. You look over and you saw the toilet paper, and you were like, hey, I'm just gonna use that.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
because we've all sang, I thought of kazoos and things like that. And I actually had a kazoo, went and got a kazoo, but it made it too circusy, crazy sounding. And then I was like, oh,
That's unbelievable.
toilet paper dispenser.
That is unbelievable. I did not believe that was true. All right. Well,
It's true.
just seeing you holding up the toilet paper roll.
I should do that in the next tour next year. Just have like a sparkly, like a glittery
Yes.
one. I agree.
You heard it on the association. There you go. Your mind is clear now, Ed Roland from Collective
I'm
Soul.
ready to have a great week.